company is ILEG, Infusion Light Energy Gain Screens, which will be changing pretty soon once we finish everything that has to be done. As I said before, it's a dummy name for the time being. Everything is a dummy name we're using for right now. We've got to have something to give the company some kind of name, some kind of form, some kind of face, until we get ready to start the next stage of our lockdown materials, which we have to make sure that everything is secure, everything is locked down. We can't have stuff blowing in the wind, because we run the risk of things being taken, people touching our stuff, trying to make our products without permission. And that's one of the things we went through with Crow. Crow came in, tried to make our products without permission. He came in and went in and touched our copyright. See, we did all kinds of stuff breaking the law. And this is a perfect example of why you have to get these patents done, why you have to pay for trademarks and copyrights and all that stuff, because of people like that will touch your stuff and do things at the end of the day. So, fair warning that the lawyers that are involved in making sure that technology is locked in, again, I'm not joking with you when I say this. I am hiring, I got some individuals, but I got some other individuals we're hiring. They are basically law firms, which means these people are scouts. They're designed to find any kind of activity, anybody trying to make our products, whatever. Meanwhile, the other individuals that will be going to court, that will be prosecuted for tampering or messing with the company, it just gives us more leeway. If we do catch someone, we go to court, we can give a maximum sentencing, because we actually already went through this mess before, and we need the judge to use them as an example. This is why all this is playing out. Some legal and other stuff we need to do. It also too quickens the process for our patents and things we need for other projects, because we can show that we desperately need protection due to the fact that we had to take individuals to court for touching our stuff. So again, this helps our company. But anyway, yeah, this technology we have here is not going anywhere. We're not launching it. It's not going anywhere until we get this information back. Some of it, now I'm finding out that I have to go in and I have to apply for a provisional patent on top of the pending patent, which now I'm going to be in the process of doing. And that thing is not cheap. They're like 20 grand. They're very expensive. I got a buddy of mine who said he'll help me out with half of it. I'm going to basically get the other half. I got this big project coming up. It's going to pay me a lot of money, and it's going to allow me to pay off the other half of it. So that'll be nice. Good to have good people around you to want to see your dreams come true. So that being said, yeah, all that stuff, the stuff we're launching, AdTech and all that stuff, the name that we have, ILEG, I told you before, they're dummy names. It has to have something to give the item or whatever we have some kind of platform for the time being. But the real name and all that stuff is under trademark and copyrights and all that stuff. And as you can see, even having a copyright that's registered, 2 of them, you watched an individual come in and tamper with these copyrights multiple times. I explained to you, Mr. Fernando, this is very serious charges you have coming towards you. These documents are not the kind of documents you play around with. So, you think you can touch people's stuff and do whatever you want. It's a very serious charge. This man could easily get 80 years in jail for touching those copyrights. Very easily. So, again, it's not going to go so well for him this summer coming up. He's got a lot he's going to have to go through, and showing that we have the heavy, substantial proof that, we even went to the CCB, Copyright Claim Board, and we had a process server that came to his front door, which he doesn't understand. Now you see why he doesn't understand a lot of stuff. So, yeah. Which you don't understand, Mr. Fernando. Let me explain this to you. And maybe you get a lawyer, a real lawyer, and stop getting these fake lawyers. Get yourself a real attorney, and a real attorney will explain to you that if a process server comes to your front door for anything, that means there's enough evidence to prosecute you. That's why they're there. That's what they'll explain to you. I don't think your head's thick and you don't understand. I think technically you don't understand. So I'm explaining it to you. So you get you any attorney you want, and you'll have that attorney call me at that number I have on my website, a real 100% bona fide attorney. If he's not real and you are faking an attorney, again, I can get more charges slammed against you. That's a serious charge. So again, you have a real attorney contact me on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. We don't care. And you have that attorney said at the end of the day that we can't sue you for touching those copyrights. Now, getting back to the whole thing, what we got to do with their other technology. We have to get a patent, literally, because what we have. I got a lot to do. It work all the time. That's why we got a lot to do. A lot to do. All right, let that wait for next. We got to take apart this thing, rebuild it. We definitely want to use these wide. We got to make this a little bit more different.
Let's see. I used to have my lights on now. Where am I?
I'm so used to having my lights on now in there because we've gotten used to it. Some people take them out because they just want to show them off for one time and be done. I'm used to having all my lights on when I'm playing around with this thing because that's what it's designed to do. So this is the technology we're locking in. This is being done. But it shows you an example why we have to get this done. Him tampering with those copyrights like that pushes our paperwork even faster because it shows that the technology we're engineering, we've got people, investors involved, we got people involved. Most importantly, why it has to be protected because we're really taking people to court for touching copyrights. And again, he doesn't understand process server. They got the docket on the process server. We updated the control number. So that processor who came to your door by the courts, basically, the reason why we're there, because there was enough evidence to prosecute you. That's why I was there. If the document went through, he got the in time, and we were sent it back, you're in front of a judge. Pay me $30,000. That's what would be happening. Now we go to federal court. Federal court's different. You are going to federal court, by the way. Even if they have you in detainment, we can get you. They'll escort you to federal court because it's still charges you have to go through. You have to go through all charges. Anything you take with all charges. So you'll be in federal court again. And in federal court, they will give you additional time because he has to basically touch the copyrights under, actually 2 sets of copyrights he's going to be going through in federal court. So we can get you in the CCB, and then we can get you again in federal court for both of them. So that's what we're going to do. Get him in CCB, and we already filed for that, and then switch over and go to federal court, and we have other copyrights that he was touching, which involves the cube, which means I can get you for 3 of those claims. We did like 63 of those things, so we get you for 3 of those claims over in the CCB, and the rest of it we can take over the federal court, because mine is per offense, so we can get you for per offense for each one over in federal. I get you for federal for the cube, I get you in federal for the Black Series edition. We can get you roughly over 80 years with no problem. So you're gonna learn something, Mr. Fernando. You're gonna understand how the real world actually functions, not YouTube world, not the world of joking and laughing and carrying on and acting up and think you do whatever you want. You're going to realize what the real world is all about. Being in front of the courtroom, being in front of a judge, being in front of lawyers, that's what you're about to go through. And you're going to realize in that world there are very serious consequences that can take money from you at the end of the day or can take your freedom from you. And that's what we're about to go through. You're about to find out what the real world is about. I think you've been in that apartment too long. I think you have a disconnection to the real world where you live in this kind of make-believe fantasy world where you think that you can just get on your computer and do whatever you want, but you're about to find out that life is very, very real. And that's what he's about to experience. It has very serious consequences if you mess up. So good luck with all that. But until then, I got to get my stuff locked in because this can't go anywhere. We can't sell it. It can't go anywhere at all. We can't sell it. I need lights in here too. Why is it so dark in here? Yeah, that's better. I'm not used to using it. That thing took a direct it's a hit from sunlight. It should definitely get operating here with no problem. There we go. Shrink this down a little bit. So, yep. We're locking it in. I want to get a trademark, definitely getting a trademark. So, here, looking at prices, I want to go to the same attorney if we got our other one at. All right, there we go. Now they got to do something called patent search. This is where they search the globe. You can have it globally. You can have it within the states. Ours has to be globally to make sure there's no one who has the same technology we have. I searched. There's no one eating direct sunlight, so that should be a cakewalk. What it's designed to do. So that should be pretty much it. The patent search, attorney fees, and all that stuff. Which if we go through LegalZoom, we'll pay about $1,000, which ain't bad. But if I go down, and that's for, I think for the patent pending, we go through a provisional patent, that'll be about 20 grand. All these things aren't cheap. And then you get trademarks, which I want to get a trademark for my company. I also got a logo for my company. I actually have an actual logo. My guy's going to 3D print one out for us, our logo. It is pretty cool. It's our mascot. Let me see. Which again, can't show anything. As you can see, when you go to his YouTube channel, he's even copied my company's name. So he's copied about everything belonging to us. He's copied specification sheets, which I have it on YouTube, which I show. We go to his channel. What it used to be there is his webpage. It used to be there of him copying our specification sheets, of copying our logos, of copying he copies everything. When he copied the fake company's name that we have for right now, the time being, we call it a dummy name, because for the time being, he copied that too. He copies everything. I told you, at the end of the day, he wants to be us. You know, if we wanted to be him so badly, how come I don't have Crow screen paint mixes splattered across my YouTube channel? I don't. Why would I have it even there? Do we take any of his products? No, it's just his products are, I would never put my name on any of that stuff. Because it's bad. It's really bad. It has no text underneath of it. Even just the name, 4K snow screensavers. Here we go. I like to show this off while I have my Coca-Cola in the background. So yeah, I'm happy. I think that's the decision, what the Lord's telling us, what we need to do. We'll get all our stuff, the rest of the remaining stuff, all locked in, because we still have more stuff to go that has to be locked up. I think I'm going to make it under a series. If I make it under a series, let me see. I need to look into that. What's our protection if we do it under a series? So, what the Lord's guided me on is what we need to do is lock in the technology and get a storefront. Storefront/gallery. We can advertise ad tech right up in the front with no problem with these huge glass windows. People come in, they can see the technology on the walls, the floors, everywhere. Because we need to get exposure for it as much as we possibly can. And with ad tech being on that front window like that, this would give us opportunity to have people come in and see the technology for themselves. They can see it on the glass. We'll be in a business district area, which means that windows advertise themselves. And at the end of the day, like I said, this will allow companies to come in and be to see ad tech right off the bat, and we can get our bigger contracts from there. They can come into the office here, or we can do business here and see ad tech, or they can come into one of the showrooms. And the next thing you know, we'll have a chain of showrooms all over the place. And that's what we need to do. So I'm going to rent me out a large storefront, large windows, so we can come in and we can show this off. So that way I can get more people to come in and see it. Because that's the problem I was having up in Haventown. When I was in Haventown, I felt like my technology was being suffocated. Social media is nice, but it's not enough. It's not enough for what you need to do. You literally are going to have to get yourself into a showroom. That's the only way it's going to work. It's the only way you're going to get to that next level. You have to get out there. YouTube's great for advertising, but you have to get out there because some people really have to come down and see it. And I want people to see this thing. I want as many people as I possibly can to come down and see what this technology looks like, because it's absolutely beautiful. See, another thing too is that if we have charges against you where you made these false claims against my company, making statements that my items didn't work, and now we're in a showroom, even the judge himself could come down and look at that technology. This means if you made these false statements against us, get ready, because we're definitely going to be using that against you in court. Heck, the whole courtroom can come down and check it out if they want to. Not going to go well for people who made these really awful statements about us. I told you at the end of the day that the Lord's going to clean all that mess up. He's going to get those individuals who went out and slandered his blessings at the end of the day. Whatever is in the dark goes out into the light. And that's where you're about to go. So I can invite the judge himself. Heck, I'll even invite your lawyers to come down and look at it. So that being said, you already know the door. You know what's going to happen in 2025, in 2026, and 2027, because these court cases are going to take a bit. So you already know it's going to go on. And you know, for one thing, you can't escape God. Don't worry about me. I'm not the one you got to worry about. It's my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's his blessing at the end of the day that you slandered. That's the one you got to worry about. That's the one that I pray to seek you out and find you, to bring you before judgment. That's the one you got to worry about. It's not me, it's God. So no matter what you do, what you think of, whatever, God's already got it taken care of. You're already taken care of that fast. So yeah, this is what he's directing me to do. And as I'm going to go and get all this set up and get everything, showroom all done, and keep in mind, the technology we have here, the Quantum, it's going to be there. Quantum has an upgrade coming, and it's going to be in there. You know, we can make the Quantum transparent technology. So the Quantum's going to be in there. Only difference, Quantum's going to be a different version of technology. Engineering's not going to be nothing like this. We can't keep the same thing because this one's not, this is our stuff. But yeah, it's going to be in there. So, with that being said, you know, they're more than welcome to come and see the technology. Or the people that we are, when we go to court, your lawyers or whatever, is more than welcome to pop on in. I can't wait to meet them, to show them some of the amazing, beautiful screens that you went on your YouTube channel and falsely made statements that the product was unwatchable. So you know what that means at the end of the day? You're going to owe me a lot of money. And keep in mind, these lawsuits that we're filing are not little lawsuits. These are federal court lawsuits. So these lawsuits can range anywhere from, and forget that $500,000. No, we're talking about $2 and $3 million and up. They're very, very serious lawsuits. So again, if you're deleting videos, forget it. We've already copied your stuff. Just so you know. I told you I have people online copying stuff. They got so much stuff we got, it's not even funny. Gee whiz. It's sad that you see people put that much energy into self-destruction at the end of the day. But you know, people think at the end of the day, even in the digital era that we live in, that it's virtually impossible. They can't be found. And I'm here to tell you, yeah, you can be found. All your little videos and stuff, nothing is ever deleted in this whole digital world. Even though you may delete it, you can find it. And deleting something shows proof of evidence of guilt. To try to hide something. That's why when we catch people deleting stuff and we catch them on and recording, clearly shows the reason why you deleted this, and you will be questioned upon this in court. Why did you delete it if you felt at the end of the day that this was something that was going to back you? There you go. It's like getting rid of evidence. You know, you hit somebody with a car, you go get the car all painted up and whatever and try to make it look like it never happened, or you hide the vehicle. Yeah, this shows definite proof of guilt or being guilty. So the first thing they ask you is like, okay, so if you didn't do anything wrong, why did you try to hide the car? Or my personal one, the cops always say, well, if you didn't do anything wrong, why did you run? Same thing. So yeah, that's for them. But when my legal team and everything we have is nicely assembled for what we want to do for that other behalf, because we have to take our future technology from companies, we'll go from there. But right now, main goal is lock everything down, everything we have, lock it all down. And then the next stage is to basically get the storefronts, the advertising for the technology. Now, for some people sit there and say, well, you know, if you're designing something, why would you show it up on YouTube? Because they can't make it. That's why we have something called matching betters. We get tons of them. We pump them out. I can do matching betters on these all day long. I bet you won't find one person doing it because you can't make it. I've seen people try and fail. I've actually given people permission to make the product and they still failed. Because there are some things that are not meant for you. Let me give you an understanding so you can understand how deep the rabbit hole goes. Because again, people just don't understand it all. So bottom line is, your very thought process and everything that you do that allows you to be able to put things together and design things come from who? It comes from God. God is a builder and creator. You build and create. God made man in the image of himself, which means he builds and creates and designs things, and therefore you do the same thing also. You build and design things as the creator does himself. If the Creator gives a blessing to one of his Christians at the end of the day, do you think he's going to give you the ability and intelligence to be able to put something together and steal something from something he gave to somebody else? No. That's why you can't make it. That's why every time they try, they fail. Because they think the devil tells them in the back of their mind that they can make this at the end of the day. But God is telling you, no. I am the creator of all things. I make and design all things. And if that's the case, and I gave you the blessing, the ability to be able to design and create things, how much more would I give you the information on how to steal something from something that I gave to one of my servants? There you go. That's why you can't take. That's why as long as we've been in business, no one's ever been able to duplicate any of our technology. So that's why I can show it off at will. I've had companies try. I've literally had companies come in and try to duplicate, reverse engineer, and they couldn't do it. I had a guy over in China one time buy at least $2,100 worth of my products and couldn't figure it out. And contacted me asking me how it was done. Like, I'm not really going to tell you that. They already tried. I've been through it already. And I got the same thing. Anything they have becomes useless. If they have possession of it, it becomes useless. They can't even sell it. They can't make money off of it. I got people right now that we know about that they've been bought our products and trying to rename it and try to sell it. We already know this already. And they're not making any profit off it whatsoever. Their views are extremely low. They're not making nothing off of it. If that was the case, and Jamie said he can make our products, he would have had our stuff marketed the same way we had our stuff marketed. He would have been making the money the same way we would have been making, but he doesn't. You can't take something that doesn't belong to you. Even if I give you the permission to make it, you still can't do it. And that's what I did. I gave him permission to make it. And he failed twice. One with Nor paint and white paint, some glitter and silver stuff, and I don't know what the heck the other stuff was, but I don't know. You need God's thought process to be able to do everyday things. You need that. He gives you the ability to be able to think, dream, all that. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to steal a blessing from a Christian using the thought process of the Lord. But you're not using, you're actually working in the hands of the devil. Devil can't create, the devil can't do this, can't do that. He can't bring life, nothing, whatever. He can't design, he can't do anything whatsoever. He's an angel. The angel's only got certain abilities. Even though he's a powerful angel, he only got certain abilities. You're talking about God at the end of the day. So you think the Lord's going to give you the thought process to be able to take something from a Christian that he gave a blessing? You got to concentrate. Storefront for rent. I think when the reconnections come, that's the Lord saying, you're talking too much. Get back to work. Oh, man. We killed that fast? All right. Let me get this on a charge real quick because I got to be out in the day and I need to charge my phone desperately because I got to work today. Oh, look at you. Oh, and by the way, calling the phone and carrying on and screaming, yeah, we don't see that. We don't. I told you, I got security protocol on all my stuff. Everything I have has a security protocol technology. We don't see any of that at all, period. I saw one message pop up, I think, and that's basically about it. And you know why I don't take it to heart? Because we're doing this. Why in the world would I care about something these idiots say at the end of the day? I'm going next stage. I got my stuff about to be locked in. We're going to be getting this big storefront. Our ad tech is going to be everywhere. We're going to make a killing off this technology. And it's going to be one of the most affordable, more high-tech screens. Everyone who's walked in here and seen this screen, jaw-dropping experience. I can see the wheels turning in their head of all the cool stuff they could do with this. So yeah, one of the things, we're going to get the exposure we wanted. And the beautiful thing about it is I don't have to deal with the distributorship contracts at a certain degree. The reason why at one point when I first started, I thought, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit back, give people the opportunity to sell the product for us and give them distributorship contracts. Everyday people, you know. And I just realized in that whole process that no one's going to do that job better than you. That's what it's going to come down to. Sometimes you may meet somebody that maybe can match your energy. But most likely, yeah, you're going to get to a point where they don't work as hard as you and this, that, and the other, and no one's ever going to work as hard. It's just virtually impossible, depending on how you want, what you want in the day. And they just don't seem to get it together. And I went through that through so many. That's why we don't offer contracts anymore to the everyday public. We don't do it anymore. It's just a headache at the end of the day for me. So I thought to myself, if I'm going to do this, I got to do it myself. Because I realized when I've had people come into the house, when I've had customers come to the house to pick up items from us, and the look on their face to see the other screens that we have on display, that's the first thing I said, that I got to get it out of here. I'm suffocating my technology. Having it online is nice and all, but it has to be somewhere where people can actually see this thing. And these things are like nothing you see in real life, they're mind blowing. Camera does it no justice whatsoever. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll get that showroom put in. I'm gonna do some of the floor with the mat system for interactive technology. We have ceiling technology. I can put in a dedicated theater room because we work on that technology too. We work on everything. Gaming technology, or the gaming room we're gonna have in there is gonna be insane. People can come in there, check out the games. I'm gonna have the PS5, Xbox system, Wii U, PC, which we don't need expensive PCs now because the gaming technology doesn't require it, which is great because I'm going to have all the specifications on the screen for PC gamers to show them how low of the system we're using and the graphics that we're picking up on our system. I'm looking at one of the cards. I wanted to get a 1080. How in the world is a 1080 more expensive than a freaking 3050? That's something I got to look into. So I got to look into that right there. So yeah, you don't need to spend the money because my graphic cards on my machine are I got a low profile PC. Mine are work PCs, by the way. One was designed for retro. The other one was designed for work. So, have to zoom down a little bit. These are my babies right here. I built my babies out of cardboard. My cases are one of a kind, baby. One of a kind. Even my kill switches are customized. Everything's customized. I customized fans, everything. I'm gonna build me 3 of these to put into the showroom because I want to show off my work in there. I'm gonna call it PC art because that's what it is. I got a buddy of mine. He's really good with graffiti and stuff like that and drawing stuff like that. So he wants me to do an all white one, and he's gonna do all his work all over it, and we're gonna blend everything into it. It's gonna be pretty cool. Probably kind of a jet set radio kind of design. That's what we're gonna do with it. So yeah, we're gonna put some of our PC art. So yeah, I'm gonna make money off this. I had so many people about basically doing customized PCs at the end of the day, and these cases, man, look absolutely beef. So we're gonna do these cases. Excuse me. I'm going to be building a wall PC too. So we got something involved with wall PC. Can't tell you what those are, but they're wall PCs. And keep in mind, as I said before, we're not required to have super high-end parts, which are not needed because of that screen technology, and we're not required to have high-end projectors. Oh, by the way, remember when I was talking about the P2 projector? Well, I'm picking one up. So you can show you at the end of the day, all you P2 owners at the end of the day, why you should be not sitting in a dark environment all day long. I'm going to show you what that projector has the capability to do on our technology. Keep in mind, clarity in the statement, we're going to put at the bottom that it doesn't make a difference what screen you use. We'll show against a white screen versus our screen, a gray screen versus our screen, a certified versus our screen. You will see where that P2 projector looks absolutely incredible on our technology compared to the other screens out there. I'm going to make sure when you flood YouTube, when we do YouTube, that when you type in P2 ambient light rejection technology, you get a chance to see something with a halo system wrapped inside of a screen of 150 inches, and we're going to get up to P2. That's an easy projector for us. Extremely easy. We work with this technology. Old projectors all day long. I think a P2 look absolutely amazing. Yep. Then once we get that done, we're going to pick up that Epson LS800 and show you what that thing is supposed to look like. They're going to be on display. They're display the projectors. I would never use them here. Display projectors is what I'm used for. So you can go in there and you can check out exactly why your P2, and it's going to say, why doesn't your P2 look like this? Because you don't have one of our screens, that's why. I mean, come on. I got people at them, those are for the hard heads that don't understand. I got people at the end of the day that know this from the door. If you're seeing me with a $60 projector producing at 150 inches in a fully lit environment, and I'm watching P2 demonstrations on this high-end projector in a dark environment and at 100 inches at most, then again, that should tell you something right there. Now, most people lock on that and they understand that. But the hard heads don't understand that. The hard heads think at the end of the day that, nah, you know, my projector is good. I'm in the dark. And this is where I get this, projection screens are meant to be used in the dark. Well, if that's the case, why do they develop ambient light projection technology? What's the point of ceiling light projection technology? And each screen has that. What's the point of any of that if they were meant to be in the dark? What's the point of the ultra short throw projector? Ultra short throw projector is designed to replace a TV. TVs were meant to be in the dark. You ever go to Best Buy and buy a TV any place and say, oh, here's the thing. This TV was meant to be used in the dark only. What would your reaction be for that? Because you know, my monitor is $85. You see it sitting in the dark? No. So if this monitor can pick up in the dark, how come your projector at 3,000 and up can't? It can. You got the wrong screen. That's why. Your projector has that capability. Rolling, rolling, rolling. I can't wait till we do our storefront window. Our storefront window is going to be insane. And the guy's going to do the AI technology. He's going to hook it up. So we can change our window into anything we want. I want 4 large windows because I want to have a sharp jump from one to the next. You know, we can operate the whole window back and forth on how we want to do it. It'd be nice if we had some windows up top, because that'd be pretty cool. We had a couple windows up top, so I can show somebody hitting the baseball, and the baseball just appears flying out into the sun up top. That would be sick. So yeah, the ad tech is going to make its money itself by basically on that glass. And then after all works out with that, we'll probably get another building, which would be mainly all glass, and that'll be put your advertisement here. So you can advertise your commercials right through. We're turning the building into one big advertising store. People can come in, choose what they want, what kind of package they want, and so forth and so forth. And you can pay for it through a kiosk unit right from there. Gotta think big, people. Gotta think big. Gotta think big. So yeah, in no time at all, we'll have ad tech where it needs to be at. You know, I sat there and said, by this summer, I want to get one of these storefronts, and the way we're going to have it. They'll say we're going to get a storefront. So this is great. This is great. Guys working everything out. So, again, if I'm using all these special cameras on my phone, wouldn't that be the dumbest move at the end of the day to spend that much money for all these provisional patents and everything, all this money we had to push in, including the money I'm going to be paying out monthly to be able to have a storefront? Wouldn't that be real stupid? It would be, wouldn't it? That means that you're going to get caught of exposure. So how in the world would I be able to trick these people that are coming into a store to see this if my phone has this capability? That's why those of you who made that statement, be prepared. You're going to get some very special paperwork sent to your front door. We got you on YouTube making these statements about our company, and this is going to cost you a lot of money. So if I were you, this is what I'd be doing. I wouldn't worry about the summer. I worry about knuckling up and getting a good attorney, because you're going to need one. Because you spent some very nasty rumors about my company. And now you're going to pay for it in court. And I got you on video making a statement over and over again. On YouTube, social media, went out everywhere. That's why you said it. Because you knew it would go out everywhere. So, willfully, you'll get some very serious. I don't want to get you jail time. I could get you a year in jail for it. But no, I take something away from you. I think that'll be a better understanding. Take something from you, and just see how it goes at the end of the day. Because some of you are going to get hit with massive lawsuits, and some of you, maybe because of your situation, will be more lenient on you. So we'll see where it goes from there. But until then, I got business to take care of. And a storefront is exactly what we need. And I walk past these big stores, I see these huge, massive windows in all these stores, and I think, man, we get a couple of these stores, we're good. But still, at the end of the day, I still got to go through somebody else. With this, we got control of the window. It's ours. We can do whatever we want with it. We can display whatever we want on it. We can do all kinds of cool stuff. And yeah, I want to do that shark shooting across the side of it, the megadot, boom, hitting the glass and all that stuff. That'd be pretty cool. You look into the glass, see this big shark come up out of nowhere, hit the glass, and like it's water leaking down from the glass. But we want our windows to be smart windows. So some of the windows will be interactive technology. We can touch them and stuff like that. We have on the glass, I want windows to give off like that 4D. I was looking at the 4D theaters where they make everything seem realistic. Can you imagine walking to a window and seeing this frosty snow come down? Got a polar bear in the background, and you got freaking like the Pepsis or whatever we want to put up in the window. And when you get to the window, you can feel a little bit colder. That window's a little bit colder than the rest of the windows. Stuff like that. See? That's what I'm talking about, taking ad tech and doing so much more to storefront window advertising. It's like bringing it actually to life. That's what we want. You can even give windows the ability to give off a scent. You got a window, you got a place that sells flowers. Oh man, the stuff that we could do with a flower store at the end of the day with that technology, we can make your windows grow. You can literally see a vine of flowers grow from one side of your window, come up the other side, because that technology will be able to read it. We can even have my buddy, a friend of mine, he's also an engineer, another engineer coming on board. He can also design a mechanism that the windows smell. They give off a scent. You smell flowers. That's what I'm talking about. Next level technology. And meanwhile, we got these people that are, that's why when people get mad at us when we sit there and say that your technology is prehistoric. You are in the past. You're not thinking about future technology and projection. And yes, there are other stores that do rear projection, but not on 50 lumens at that much light. No. I'm going to be out again today. I'm going to be checking out over my family's house. I'm going to do a display of the window over there because the owner who owns that building complex has a couple of big stores, and he's interested in putting that technology in his store windows for advertising his product. He even has a restaurant. My sister was talking me up over there, and he was like, "Oh, okay." Show me the video, show him the videos and everything, and say, "Oh, I gotta see this." That's what's gonna make it fantastic. Has a storefront. Oh man, we got a lot of cool stuff we're gonna be working on. I mean, the interactive floors. One section you can walk in, the floor is completely interactive. So we can coat the floor, put the sensors in and all that. And if you step on certain things, they move out of the way and stuff like that. We want to donate a couple of them over to Good Shepherd because the rehabilitation program they have over there, that would be fantastic over there for them. I spent a good amount of time over there on that bench thinking about different ways that we can help them out. So yeah, we're going to do a lot of good with this technology. But Lord already opened the doors for us to move to our next level. And, you know, all the lies that were told about us online, well, now we're going to be out here showing off our technology. And we prayed and put it in God's hands, and the Lord said he'll take care of it. Until then, we got technology to develop for our people. Our projector community people, yes. You know, the first thing I think about doing giant screens outside, what the kids will think at the end of the day. Watching Frozen on this giant, massive black screens and stuff like that. Or black screen, giant screens are huge. Biggest I've done was 250, but the next project I want to do for a large screen outside for community is probably over 1,000 inches. And we can do it easy. And the projector will cost us next to nothing to do it. We're paying a lot of money for the projector to do this stuff. The reason why we have the P2 and the Epson 800, LS800 in the showroom is because it's to show people on YouTube why these projectors don't work on white and gray screens. I'm going to take another switch up we're going to have a booth that's going to have cameras in it. And this is going to be for YouTube, for you guys to see the comparison. So that room is going to be set up for you to go in and check it out, log in, and you can see what we're doing in there, and we can show you the different projectors we're setting up and swapping out on why these projectors don't work on these certain type of screens. But not only that, we'll show you the P2's projector on a gray screen versus a projector we pay $60 or $100 for on our black technology. Show you the massive difference of that $60 projector we'll have over the P2 very easily. Show you've been lied to. We've been telling you that for the longest time. You've been lied to. That's the reason why I'm going to go on YouTube right now and I look for an ambient rejection screen that matches any of the demonstrations we have. We don't find any. I'm going to change my background here to my Coca-Cola. My buddy was like, you got to do a Dragon Ball Z. You got to do a Dragon Ball Z. Oh, we got these. We got so much stuff we're developing under the ad tech. It's not even funny. So it's a lot of cool stuff you're going to see pop up. Is that a portal? Oh, it's a movie about a portal. Huh. Portal screensaver? Reminds me of freaking, what you call, Doctor Who. Yeah, it reminds me of Doctor Who on Channel 12. It's going on PBS. We're going to do a portal setup. Definitely do a portal setup. This is where it's going to involve the projectors of, actually, what screen would we do the portal through? I think it would be a fantastic screen. We'll have to do it on a surface that we can cut. We definitely have to cut the surface. Because we can cut the surface to make it circle. My buddy can build a portal. Oh, he can build a Stargate. Well, there you can build one of those. You can projector map it right through. And you'll be able to see right out the one and out the other. I think a cool setup. Oh, I'm not even going to tell you. I already got it in my head. The Lord That Fast just gave us a setup for a really cool looking portal. They make it look like there's something. Oh, man, that's going to be insane. I can't wait, man. Our showroom is going to be crazy. It's going to be packed in. We're going to have a packed showroom in there. It's going to be pretty nice. That'd be cool. Just show people different stuff they can do at the end of the day. On top of that, mind you, when Christmas comes up, we can make all our windows snow. Man, we can do all kinds of 4th of July. We can make fireworks go off on the window. You know what? I'm doing that today. We got the whatchamacallit charged up. I got to be in a piece of glass today. I'm definitely. Are we charged on this? Make sure we're taking the 50 with us because that's all we need now. We don't need to carry the big boys anymore. I think pulled up at 50 of them is all we need to take now with us. I got some stuff I want to show off. Let me see what time we got here. I might be pulling off from here a little early. Put this over here. I need to charge. What's our charge on here? Alright, charge is not bad. That's good. Okay. Yeah, I got some stuff I want to do today. I'm gonna get outside with some windows and stuff. I need a fire stick now. Fire stick I got can definitely put over there. Out there, where I was at over at the other place, I couldn't get the fire stick to read correctly. I had to go back and get the PlayStation because the PlayStation reads better than the fire stick. So over here, I can get the fire stick. Because we link up over there. Woo, we're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna do some outside demonstrations. So I'm gonna do them right in her door. Right up in her door. I'm gonna check this out real quick. And I gotta show him once I get him done in the door. Alright. Taking my bag with me. Where's my bag at? I need my little tiny bag. I call it my GTA bag. GTA bag. Now, come on. There we go. We're back. Let me see. This is charging up right now. I need my fire stick. I need my screen, of course. Oh man, I'm so happy. I am so happy. God is so good. God is blessed. God is good. I can't wait. Oh, our merch gear. Not merch gear, but for us, our uniforms are going to have our names on them. Oh my God. I forgot. Yeah. So we got the gaming screens coming out in 2026. The Sugar Plum Fairy, all of them will be launching at the same time. We got merch with them. The merch with them is insane. Baseball jersey, hockey jerseys, bobbleheads, sunglasses, mouse pads, cups, all that stuff. Everything. We're going to be showing them off in the showroom. So, cool thing about it, we can game off the windows. So we can turn the windows one section. We can do Pac-Man, anything we want. We can have people inside. I like literally just pay people to just come inside, just play games. You know what I mean? It'll be like for kids that need to make a little money at the end of the day, make a little bread or whatever. You just come in and just play games for us. That's it. That's their job. Go and play games. So I have a booth there. It'll have a big window, which will be pointed outside, and your job is just to come in there and play games. That's it. And you can make a little money. Get permission from your parents first. Of course, we have to consent if they're underage, or consent from the parent if it's okay if at that time parent can be there with them, whatever, and they can make some bread, make some money, make good maybe $200-300 a week. Just basically just playing games. That's all we need you to do. We just sit in the window and play games because we don't want video clips. We want actual gameplay. So I need to have somebody in there actually playing games while we basically, they advertise the technology and stuff like that. So that's their job. Put them in the booth, hook them up, give them our merch or gear, so they wear the company's logo and stuff on it, and their job is just to play games. Oh, Taco. Yes, you are going. Look at Taco standing up at attention over there. Yes, you are. Taco, you got a projection screen coming out pretty soon, buddy. You got your own projection screen coming out. All proceeds for Taco's projection screen is going to go to help the SPCA for animals. That's where his technology is going to. Yep, buddy boy. Gonna have his own screen. Yep, it's pretty cool. It's gonna ship a giant cat head, just like you. Well, not the screen, but the whole display for it. Wait, Taco got a bit of fame down here. Everybody knows Taco. Everybody knows Taco. Taco. Yep. Ah, my goodness, man. Stuff and fun we're going to be able to do. And on top of that, for the consumer at the end of the day, you're going to see how you're going to be able to utilize so much from your projector. Those of you buying projectors for the first time, no expensive machines, no calibrating, no dark environments, none of that nonsense at all, period. You don't have to deal with any of that. We're going to do outside displays. I saw a couple of areas that have a couple of nice lots so we can actually convert them into like backyard setups and stuff like that where people can come in and get something cool to drink with a little barbecuing for the customers, and they can come and they can watch movies off the screens and stuff like that. Give them that experience at the end of the day. You don't have to be stuck on a white projection screen that basically going to watch and fade your screen out. Now, for people thinking like, good gracious, doing all this, you're going to become extremely rich. Yeah, I am going to become extremely rich, very, very rich. And that money right there is going to go back to help other people out. So it's a win-win situation. We're blessed to have amazing technology. Technology helps project the community. Money from the technology goes to help other people that are less than fortunate to help them get on their feet and help them out. It's a win-win situation. It's all done in the glory of God. And that's what the devil was trying to stop. So when you see people out there slandering my company and all that, that's the devil right there, trying to keep us from doing what we're trying to do. And I seen you leave the room. I know why you left the room. You don't like it when I mention certain things. The devil don't like it when you mention God. He can't stand God, and that's why he runs. Every time you talk about the Lord, he leaves. That's why if a demon enters your home, you don't go pray to the demon. You don't. You go pray to God, because God is the only one that can take out the demon. That's why you pray to God. God is stronger than the devil, and that's why you pray to him when evil things happen, because God will protect you. There you go. So when we talk about the Lord, they leave. Because again, the devil can't be in the room when you talk about God. Yeah, you're going to have your own screen, buddy. You're like, where the frick is my treats, man? Oh, my bad. Here's something rattle in the background. That's why I gave me a look like, where's my treats, man? I get treats every day. And we got the seafood treats now. Got the seafoods. We change these up once in a while because he gets bored of them. This is his babies right here. His seafood treats. Oh, do a commercial for them on this Glass Temptation. We're going to have a cat walking around back and forth. Talking, we might get some cameo. We're going to be on camera all day long. That'd be hot. So what we're going to do is my buddy's going to do the AI technology. We'll do commercials for companies, and we're going to send them over how our technology can utilize their technology much better. So they're calling cards.
There we go.
And they get a sample of the technology. And that way you can see exactly the commercial, what we can do for their products, how we can bring their products to life, and give them a sample of that technology. So we call it no time at all. I saw the barbecue pits. Oh my goodness, what we can do to a barbecue pit restaurant? The flames you can put on your windows, not too much when you think your building's burning down, but to turn your name into flames like barbecue. We can even make barbecue drip off your name. Anything you want. Anything you want. It's up to you. The sky is the limit. Now that we have a test, I was so happy about that test. The lady who came in who owns the desk, who helped me with the window, I was so happy. I showed her the 50 lumen pickup. She was like, oh my goodness. I said, yeah, 50 lumen pickup. Do you have any idea how easy that makes it for us? Because at 52 is okay, because we paid $300 for the projector. We pay a lot. But at 50 lumens, that means we have a range from 50 to whatever to run through a window. And keep in mind, sunlight's not going to be on your window all day long. But when it does hit, at least you're protected. It still reads through, but sooner or later you're going to have the shades going to pop out, and there you go. And it's still going to look incredible. So again, projectors don't cost the store merchant a lot of money. The technology is not going to be expensive for them. They'll be able to advertise a high-end technology. They'll be able to get their technology to the next level. That's what they'll be able to do. Now, I know with all the chaos with the two idiots in the office doing dumb stuff at the end of the day, but like I said, you have to remember, it's not their world. It doesn't belong to them. Even though, yeah, they're making things uncomfortable for a lot of people, and it doesn't seem like we have much of a future. We do have a future because it's God's world. It's not theirs. Every once in a while, you're going to bump into idiots, and we have them into a line of presidency. We have people that basically just went up and disrupt the system. But again, like I said, they don't control everything. This is God's world at the end of the day. The very breath and everything they breathe and everything they do still belongs to God. You have to remember that. We're objects of God. And at the end of the day, if we choose to serve the devil at the end of the day, mind you, still at the end of the day, who brings life? God brings life. Who has the ability to take life and give life? God does. So remember that. Everybody is on borrowed time. Even him. They're all on borrowed time. So put it that way at the end of the day, that no man can control this earth. Because no man can stay here long enough to take it all. It's virtually impossible. It's not. The world was not meant for us to be here forever. It's just not. If you look at all the stuff around you, nothing here is forever. Everything is designed to break down, decay, It's just designed to do so. Nothing here is made forever. So when people think they have control of the world, they can make things complicated at the end of the day. But again, like I said, it does never last forever. No dictator or whatever it wants to be never stays forever. It doesn't. You can't live forever. It's virtually impossible. We all have to leave sooner or later. Now, I don't wish death on anybody. I would never do it to anybody at the end of the day. Everybody has the right to live the terms that they have on this earth. But remember, we're all the same thing. We're frail. We're here 1 minute, we're gone the next. That's the way the world is. No one lives forever. So that's why I don't get. It's frustrating to see people go through all this stuff. I'm glad they're fighting it. I'm glad there's people stepping up to back and help people out. But it's also going to be a lesson we're going to learn in life, especially, and I hate to put it out there, you maggers, because you saw it coming. You literally saw it coming. Didn't you see anything from the first one? And yet you still sat out there and voted for it. Because I remember walking through that nonsense when I was coming back from the store. There were hundreds of them over here in Allentown, all wearing Trump mag hats, Trump mag hats, all over the place. Talking about how he's going to do a fantastic job. He's going to make America great again. You heard the speech, right? All that nonsense they said. Now what? Now we can't find one of them. They don't even put it this way. It's so bad. For a person who wears a mag hat, they don't want to service you. I've seen it happen. They don't service them in restaurants. They deny them in bars. They won't touch them. But because you triggered all that mess, you had the power to be able to go in a different direction, and you chose this. So you just be labeled for it. Sad thing about it is, God is forgiving. Society is not. That's the hard part. So they don't get service up here. You walk in with even if you talked about them, people know that you were a supporter, you're not getting service up here. Unless you find somebody that has the same beliefs you do, but yeah, there's not a lot of them up here. It's the majority of people up here. No, they don't get service up here. It's a shame. And the sad thing about it is that they have kids at the end of the day, and the kids have nothing to do with it. It's just the parents making dumb mistakes. And why should the kids have to suffer? I would serve them anyway because they have kids. That's why. Because the kids should never have to suffer what the parents have done. Because they make dumb mistakes. But you guys made a really, really big mistake. And you see that now, don't you? You see it hit you too? Yeah, you got hit with all that nonsense too. You thought you were going to get protection at the end of the day? Oh, you really did not see that one coming? You do know that presidents only get 2 terms in office. That's it. He just needed you to get locked in there. That's it. After that, he could go do what he wanted to do. The only reason why he didn't carry on like that the first time because he needed to get access to the second time. That's why. And you guys believed in that nonsense. I got a friend of mine who's a Trump supporter, and I just look at him all day long like, so what's going on? And nothing much. I made a mistake. Yeah, you made a mistake, all right. You definitely made a mistake. Definitely made a mistake. But is he going to be able to do what he wants to do? No. With him, what he's trying to do is he's trying to push the envelope to see how far he can go. That's what it is. And the thing about it is if Republicans can stop him, they can stop him, but they don't want to. And that's the reason why now Republicans can't go into a town hall without being fearing for their lives, because that's what goes on in town halls now. If you're a Republican, you walk into a town hall, even your own would turn on you because they see the destruction card. Now it's kind of like in the mix of it all, you have Republicans, not the people appointed, but you have other people that are Republicans that voted for them. They're turning on them left and right because now they're saying like, hey, look, you're making it rough for us too on top of that. So yeah, you watch some of those things on YouTube. Watch the town hall meetings. I watch the town hall meetings all the time. They can't walk in there. One guy even walked up on the stage. Had to bring security in. Yeah, they can't go in town halls anymore. So good luck on getting them votes at the end of the day to keep the House and the Senate, because that's not going to last long. But now they're mad at the Democrats too, because the Democrats aren't doing enough. They're not standing up enough. So you got that one guy. He's the only one doing his job, but then again, he was always for the people. But anyway, there you go. Now you see why the Constitution is so important. Some people don't realize why that piece of paper was so important. Now you understand the true importance of the Constitution. It's to keep people like that from doing all kinds of crazy stuff in the day that we can challenge him and stop this at the end of the day. Like I said, he'll sign off on these orders, but the orders will have some effect. But then after a while, once they reach court and lawsuits start shooting through, they shut him down. So he's just trying to see what he can get away with. That's what it is. And as for Musk, I have never seen a billionaire destroy his life so fast. I mean, really, really destroyed his life. I follow that. I definitely follow that. I find it interesting because I follow the rise and fall of companies and how they collapse and implode and all that stuff. And man, you have got to be kidding me. Now, my friend had an $80,000 Mercedes Tesla. He had it customized. He got rid of his because his bricked in the wintertime and it took him off. He got a Hellcat, like his wife. But he's glad he got rid of it. He said, man, can you imagine the money I spent for that machine and turn around and that's nonsense? If I got caught up in this nonsense, yeah, he would have been able to get rid of that machine. There was a lot of money paid for that thing. And he was able to get rid of his right around the time when they bricked in the wintertime. So, you know, it was still valuable. You know, even doing all that crazy stuff didn't pop up. Now people got him today. They can't get rid of him. We buy any cars won't touch them. None of the dealerships won't touch them. They can't unload them. And on top of that, if you have a car like that in your lot, you run the risk of getting hit by somebody coming in and destroying your stuff and your stuff getting damaged. No, they're too high of a risk. People who drive them are scared to drive them now. People are pulling their emblems off the cars and make them look like other cars. Like if you see a weird, strange looking Toyota, like I've never known Toyota made a car like that. Chances are it's one of their cars with emblems on it. They're afraid to have those cars now. That's how bad it is for him. And when the customers are afraid to buy cars and it's going down, the stock is dropping dramatically. I mean, crazy dropping. I watch it. I got Robinhood. It's crazy. It's just plummeting. It's like the equivalent of someone tying a safe to 18 safes and watching it drop into the ocean. It is plummeting. And Maya, I told you what happened. What did I tell you before? You can have all the stock in the world. If you hit a certain number, that means the major shareholders that have percentage of your stock will start selling it and fear that they're going to lose their shirts. And that's what's going on right now. The big boys are selling their stock. They're getting out. They're getting out. And now he had a conference meeting with his employees begging them to not sell the stock because that's the only thing keeping that company intact. And they're going to sell. If I'm sitting there and I'm watching the big guys at the end of the day sell their stock, you think I'm keeping mine? No. There's no way in the world I'm keeping mine. Oh, heck no. There's no way in the world. That's the biggest red flag in the world. If these guys up there, the big guys, the big investors are dropping and walking off, oh, I'm selling my stock in a hot second. Well, I can get something out of it because sooner or later it's going to be worth nothing. It'd be worth pennies pretty soon. The way it's dropping. I say he's hoping by his numbers saying that the company will be able to bounce back in November, December. No, that company's going to be worth pennies. Even if he steps off, because now they're trying to get rid of him now because he caused so much damage to the company. If you do that, you have a board of directors. They can take over your company. They can vote you out. If they show that you're causing damage to the company, you're neglecting the company, and that you're basically causing the company to lose a significant amount of money, which they have tons of evidence on that, they can vote you off. They can get rid of you. They can ask you to step down. But even if he steps down, it's not going to do any good. They hate the cars. They hate the business. They hate anything that has to do with him. So even if they put somebody else in place, it's not going to stop it. They're not going to stop until Tesla is worth nothing. That's where they're not going to stop. So, good luck on all that. One thing you should know about the American people at the end of the day, that once they set their mind to something, there's no way to stop them. No way. They'll keep going and keep going and keep going until it's done. That's one thing about America. We're not quitters at the end of the day. We will get that job done no matter what. So he's done. He's finished. He's over. They're already talking about, they're doing documentaries, already talking about the rise and fall. And they're going to take that as a form of business experience. You'll hear it when you go to business school. It'll be brought up about why business and politics don't mix. Why you don't get involved in those things. He's going to become a lesson to anyone in business to stay away from politics. Have we not learned anything from the Pello guy yet? No. We watched that guy self-destruct, right? Why didn't he see that one coming? Genius. I think he's supposed to be a genius, right? You didn't see the fellow guy self-destruct. Gee was Louis, not genius at all. That's what happens when, at the end of the day, people will. I have a lot of friends of mine. They're super intelligent, but they lack common sense. Basic common sense. Basic common sense, which means they're not what they call street smarts or whatever. It's a certain type of smart that we all have at the end of the day when we know to back out of something or get out of something. And some of them don't have it. Not saying all of them. Some don't have it. I got some of them that do have it. You know what I mean? They're like, we call them undercover smarts because they're really intelligent at the end of the day, but basically, they're still at the end of the day like down to earth with us. They're cool. But some people don't see that. Like if you ever watch Frasier, if you watch Frasier at the end of the day, Frasier and them, the reason why they get ripped off on the everyday from the everyday common things in life is because their brain levels don't think on that level. It's just funny about it and how they get ripped off. They can't see the traps that are coming because their brains don't function at a level where we can see stuff like that. Like say a woman walks up to you and tells you that at the end of the day that her car is broken down and she needs you to walk you to a certain place. Would you go there? No, you wouldn't go there because the first thing you think in the back of your mind, which going to jump me or rob me, whatever. No, I'm good. I can call 911 right here and I can have an officer come over. But some people that are not born with that type of common sense, basic information will literally walk down and get robbed. That's how it is. But he's not in touch with the people. He doesn't understand. You got some people that can sit there and chill in a bar with his workers, and some people can't. They don't know how to connect. They can't lock in there. And that's his problem. So, yeah, if I would have saw the fellow guy crash and burn, another guy, wealthy man, I think that would have told me at the end of the day, this doesn't mix well. But he did anyway. And look what he found out. So, yeah, you can't lose $1 billion easy. You can't go broke, and you can't go poor. He's going to have to, he files for Chapter 11, he's going to sell off stuff. A lot of stuff. And that's why you see him when he did the, ask him about how were things going. You see the look on his face. It's bad. It's real bad. You can see it in his eyes. He couldn't believe how people were doing. People are burning my cars up. They're freaking shooting bullets into stores. Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad. But that's what he triggered off. He got what he wanted. When he do dumb stuff, you get dumb stuff. Nothing more disgusting than seeing a person of great wealth take jobs away from people that are not like you because they don't have great wealth. They have to work to be able to pay for bills and to pay for all the things they need to take care of their kids and all that. And you got this guy walking around with a custom-made chainsaw bragging about slashing people's jobs. You don't have to go home and worry about your electric. You don't have to go home and worry about your mortgage and your car payments and your kids. You don't have to worry about that. You're filthy rich. Right? That you're going to go on stage with a chainsaw and do that. There you go. And then do that whole Hitler salute. And this is why people at the end of the day, that if you feel that, hey, look, my car has nothing, it has everything. Man, that salute, you have any idea? Did you ever do the research or really study what happened with Adolf Hitler? It was absolutely horrible. You wouldn't believe how bad it was. Some people did the light version. I've done deep history on it. It is absolutely horrible. You will cry on that screen. It's that bad. That's what that salute supports. People think it's a joke just to put your hand. No, it supports something really, really awful. The things that they did to people, the Jewish community, and that time was unbelievable, unspeakable acts. I mean, the stuff that went on was unspeakable. Pure evil. And that's what that salute stands for. Just to give you an idea how bad this thing was. Just an idea. They had starvation camps. They starved people to death in these camps. You know how bad it is to starve someone to death? How ruthless you gotta be to starve a human being to death? Kids. They slaughtered babies, kids, anything. You know how bad that would have to be? To sit there and watch a child starve to death in front of you while you eat food in front of her. Or a little child. So imagine that. A baby or a child sitting there, starving to death. And you walk up and you're eating food in front of that child, knowing it's starving to death. And they got a kick out of that. And that's what that salute stands for. And they got tired of them. They shoved them into these huge furnaces and they cooked them and they burnt them, they baked them. They had places where they sent them into these rooms and all this food on the table. They know they haven't eaten. They know they haven't showered. You heard about the death showers? Yeah, death showers. So they have all this food on the table. And these people haven't eaten in weeks. They're just barely keeping them alive just to keep torturing them. And they go to this beautiful, I saw this movie, it was based on true story. And they bring them in this room and they turn the lights on and it's all these soldiers with guns. Now they figure they're going to die. They're just going to shoot them all to death in this room. And the soldiers start laughing. And when the soldiers move away, there's these beautiful tables with all this gorgeous food. And they're thinking, oh my goodness, they're going to let us eat. Before they can eat, they got to shower. They get cleaned up, and you look nice to sit down. Their showers are designed to gas them. You know how horrible that is? And that's what that salute stands for. It stands for all that is evil. All that Hitler did, that's what it stands for. So if you do that salute on your YouTube channel, if you do that something that's funny, you deserve everything you're about to get. And you figure out why the world hates you, why you're receiving death threats, why people are throwing bricks through your windows and all that stuff, that's what that salute stands for. And that's what he did on that stage. So for you generation at the end of the day, with some generation today don't understand how horrible that is, you go back and do some research around that time where Adolf Hitler was doing all this destruction. You look at what happened into those poor camps that went on when they had those camps where those people were being tormented in those camps, and you see the horrors that went on in those places, and you would never raise your hand with that ever again. In Germany, it's against the law to do this. You would be locked up. People would kill you for doing that kind. That's why Germany hates him, because he gives people a bad name. So again, that's what that salute stands for. But they think it's funny. They think at the end of the day, oh, I'm just going to do it on camera. A few idiots did it on camera, and I'm just going to do this. And it's just me being a big bad guy at the end of the day. You're a jerk at the end of the day. Because if I saw somebody doing that salute, I'm knocking you to freak out. I know a man puts to carry my cross at the end of the day. I try. But that salute is something very evil. I'm kicking your butt. I don't care how big you are. I'm whipping your behind. Because that's an evil gesture to do. Extremely evil to do. Those people that were, oh my goodness, the things that they did to them, like I said, absolutely awful. Those people were evil. Now I'm saying all Germans? No. Not all Germans. That'd be stupid at the end of the day. And then you're really stupid. And then you're really ignorant. No. In every race of people, you're going to have bad people. And you had Germans out there at the end of the day, like I said, that put their lives on the line. They had places that they designed where the Jewish community could hide at so they can get them to safety. And they put their lives, a lot of them were murdered and killed too. Sometimes way worse because, again, they were betrayal of their own race that they felt in the day. Horrible. Absolutely horrible to do that awful salute. So if he's wondering at the end of the day why his company's tanking, going under, yeah, he did a lot of dumb stuff. A whole lot of dumb stuff. And that's what happens when you do dumb stuff. So at the end of the day, he's going to be broke. He's definitely going to be broke. It's not going to stop it. It's like watching a train go down a 90-degree incline and the track's made out of butter. It ain't going to stop till that impact hits. When the impact hits, he's going to be broke. Well, that'd be it. You know, they can fine him too. They can find the daylights out of him. Board of directors can fine you for destroying the company. They can accuse him of trying to disrupt and destroy the company. They can accuse him for neglect. A lot of things could pop up. So yeah, he's going to go broke. Well, that's him at the end of the day. But yeah, next time, you know, one of you maggers at the end of the day want to do that little Nazi salute, somebody comes up to you and they start kicking the crap out of you, you know what? I would suggest you go in and you look at the history of Adolf Hitler and you look at what they did in those concentration camps to those poor people, and you see the horrors that went on in there. And you'll see why that salute at the end of the day is the most horrible thing that you can ever do in front of anybody. That salute. Disgusting. Like I said, I'm a man of God. I try to carry my cross. That day I would kick the daylights out of you. That's disgusting. That means you support the starvation of kids. You just support the murder of millions and millions of Jews, the torment and all the things that went on in that place was unfreaking believable. You support all that. That's what you're saying. You support that. And it's, oh, well, I don't support anything to do with that, but you're doing a salute. What do you think that salute stands for? All right, I'm gonna go look at some of this stuff. Sorry if I get a little passionate about that, but like I said, I do deep history, and yeah, it barely broke down in tears watching, seeing what was going on. It was just what they show you in the history books is nothing close to what you read online, and you go through all those archives. It was unbelievable. I couldn't get through all of it. I just couldn't do it. It was too much for me to handle. It was that bad. It was too much for me to handle. But next time you feel the need that you want to go out and do one of those little salutes, you go up and look up that and see what all these people went through, how much they were tormented. And after watching all that, if you feel the need to still do that salute, you deserve all the evil things that are about to come to your front door and in your life forever. That's an awful thing to do at the end of the day. That's like the equivalent of burning a cross on a black man's lawn at the end of the day. People look at when it comes down to like this, comes down to slavery, we just bought on the boat and that's basically about it. Oh, there's so much stuff that went on you wouldn't freaking believe. They can't tell you that stuff in the history books. They can't tell you half of the stuff that went on between the Indians and all that other stuff. They can't tell you that stuff. It is awful. Very awful. Man, it's evil. I'm surprised we're still here. I really am. I'm really surprised we still exist on this planet. I'm surprised some meteor, the moon hasn't shipped out of orbitation and slammed into us. I'm surprised that we haven't been pushed into the sun. I'm really shocked that we're still here. It's amazing we're still here. It really is. It shows you how merciful God is. We should be gone a long time ago. We should have been gone on the first time. The first time when Eve ate from the tree. We defied God. We definitely should have been going there. Definitely. I'm surprised he didn't destroy us. The fact we're still here, it shocks the daylights out of me. It really does. If I was God and I made all of this and I looked down and I see, oh, imagine the stuff he sees on a daily basis. Stuff we will never see unless it's reported on the news. But God knows all and sees all. Imagine seeing all that destruction on the earth going on and thinking, oh, my goodness. You don't learn nothing at all. Not a thing. I am just so tired of this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up the earth. And after you see catastrophic storms and stuff popping up because we're leaving the orbit now. And all of a sudden, the planet just starts getting hotter and hotter. And we'll blame it on global effect. But God's sitting there pushing us into the sun. Because that's where we deserve to be. All of us on this planet deserves death. Every single one of us. We're worthy of death. And nobody on this planet worthy of life. Not one of us. Because we all have sinful bodies. You got options to go either left or right. You know, not to put it political. You got options to go either with the Lord or with the devil. Clean up that way. Because I got the whole left or right thing. You don't get that confused. Anyway, so you have options. He does give you options. He does see the people with options. He does. There's people doing something they're supposed to do. Oh, man. I don't know how he does it. I don't know where he has the patience. Mind you, somebody cuts you off when you're driving. How much patience you got? Oh, you will lose your marbles. Some people out the window screaming and yelling. Some people get out of their cars and beat on somebody else's car. And imagine God sees all that destruction every day and he thinks, I'm tired. Man, just not listening. But don't worry, that day's coming. Revelations. It's coming. Other than that, I had to look at a storefront. Oh, I'm supposed to be out the door right now. I get caught up in talking about the Lord. I love talking about Jesus. I do. Yo. Well, at the end of the day, all the evils that man do and woman on this planet, he will answer in two ways. He will answer here, and he'll answer in the next life. The end. That's it. So whatever he does, if he's not saved, he doesn't get it together, he'll answer in the next life. I love when people think, I don't say I don't love it, but when people think that they're big and bad and they're tough and they can do this and do that, men of power, men of great reach, think they have all this power on this earth. And they think they're feared among many until they meet the one that gave them the idea to begin with. When you pass over to the next life, and you do meet the devil, you do meet his demons at the end of the day, you will see exactly that you are nothing. There's something far more terrifying than you. He's been watching you. He's been studying you. He's been talking to you every day. Pretty soon, you're going to get a chance. If you don't get your act together, you're going to get a chance to meet it. And you can scream and scream and scream and scream and scream, call your guards, whatever. You have no power there. So, in my videos, if you feel that at the end of the day that this has nothing to do with our technology, it has everything to do with our technology. We serve God at the end of the day. Some people say, why do you talk about God? And you talk about your, because everything has to do with God. Everything. When you realize that in life, that everything has to do with God. I'm going to talk about the Lord in my demonstrations. I'm going to talk about this because I try to warn people about things that are coming. I'm not going to neglect the one. I'm looking at his blessings all around me. This is all God. Even myself, it's all blessing from God. Very life, the air that I breathe every day is a blessing from God. A person who had to depend on having these to live and survive doesn't require these anymore. Kind of like I carry them like some kind of trinket or something. But I haven't used these in 3 years. So the fact that I'm able to do that, especially after having the doctors tell me at the end of the day that I'm diagnosed with this rare lung disease and that I am going to die and that I'm going to live a very uncomfortable life, and the Lord allowed me and healed me to be able to live a normal life. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about the Lord. I'm going to talk about him in every single demonstration. I'm going to talk about God. Because the big mistake we have people get, God will bless you, he'll heal you, he'll do good things for you, and man will forget him. Because if I talk about God, I mean, people will walk away. If I talk about God, I can't get the money. If I talk about God, it'll turn people off. It'll turn the devil off. That's the people you do want to turn off. The people who are turned off by God are the people you do not want to do business with. You have to, man doesn't understand that all things come from God. Everything belongs to him. Nothing belongs to you. And if he bless you to have the blessing to begin with, to get the things you need, so much more he will bless you to be able to have the things needed to maintain that blessing. But if you think at the end of the day that I can't say certain things because I may turn people off and they may not want to buy from me, who do you think controls all your orders? Everything you're blessed to have comes from God. Those are his blessings at the end of the day. He's not going to give you something and not give you a way to make anything out of it. He's going to leave you that way. He's not that type of God at the end of the day. He's going to make sure you have everything you need. He's going to open all doors for you. As long as you put your faith in him and give him all the glory. I got no problem giving God the glory. I don't want any of it at all, period. I'm happy with that 100%. I didn't make all this. All this technology comes from God. I'm a servant in the day. He gives me the ability to be able to do this. Without him, I can't do this. This is impossible. I'm looking at machines and computers over here. I don't care what parts in them. You have to understand, at one point, I didn't even know what any of those parts meant at all, period. Until I prayed about it. Lord, bless me that next day to be able to build those machines. Even though some people make cheap, like, oh, they're just cheap parts in there. I couldn't care what's in there. I couldn't put one of those things together. The fact that I can do that and understand that is a blessing from God. So who am I to sit here and look at all the glory that I see around me that came from God, and even the very breath that comes from my mouth right now, because again, the disease I was diagnosed with was supposed to have killed me, supposed to have made my life extremely miserable, and I don't even have it anymore. And there was no cure for this disease, by the way. There's no cure. The only thing they have is those pumps they gave me. That's basically about it. Prednisone. That was it. That was it. That's all they could give me. So I was destined for death. And guess what? Didn't happen. Because God took care of it. So I carry this one out as a reminder to myself on how good God is. I haven't used those things in years. Years. I lift weights. I work out. I do my walks and all that stuff like that. Nothing. Nothing at all. And then the Holy Spirit's there for me to talk to me, teach me, give me understanding. If I'm eating something, the Lord says, okay, you're not eating any more of this. This is what happens if you eat this. And I get this badly bad pain in my chest. And I go, okay, Lord, I understand what you're trying to tell me. I'm not touching this anymore. And I'll just come off of it. Came off chips for about 5 days. And I've been drinking nothing but water. I've been staying away from juice. Because the Lord will tell me, okay, we want you to drink juice. And this, that, and the other. He'll tell you what you need to do. And you'll feel so much better. I feel so much better because I listen to him on everything he tells me. Everything down to food, everything down to my life, my everyday world, everything revolves around God. I haven't been to, the last time I visited the doctor, I think was maybe, I was supposed to make that appointment. 3 years? About 3 years I haven't been to the doctors. 3 years. Do I catch colds? It's rare I get sick. It's extremely rare. And if I do get sick, it only lasts about a day or two. That's it. And it's not major. It's like sniffles, and that's basically about it. Yeah. God is good. God is absolutely good. Absolutely good. At one point, the doctors diagnosed me with some degenerate macular something disease in my eyes. It was many years back. And most people catch this on the scale that I had it, go blind. I can read my screen from way back here. Got fantastic vision. So, yeah, God is good. God is good. So everything I talk about, I'm going to talk about the Lord. I'm not going to deny him. Why would I deny him? If you're embarrassed by me praying in a restaurant and thanking the Lord for my food, then it's time for you to go. If you're embarrassed by me on YouTube, or you don't like the way that I talk about Jesus and I talk about how amazing God is, I'll warn you about the devil. And if you feel that at the end of the day that you don't like it, then go. That's what you do. I'm not going to stop talking about it. I'm not going to change it. I've dropped contracts worth millions and millions of dollars on my technology because at the end of the day, you laugh at Jesus, you get at the end of the day, you laugh at Jesus and you find him to be a joke, then I'm a joke to you too. And I don't do business. At the end of the day, I got to go. Your money doesn't mean anything. I don't care how much money you offer me. It means nothing to me. What means to me, you have respect for my Lord and Savior. Your money means nothing. And I get people all the time that are rich, full of lots of money, and they think at the end of the day that they can buy whatever they want. You got the wrong person at the end of the day. Can't buy me. I serve God. And that's the problem. People sit there and chase the money. Chase the money. Chase the money. People can buy anyone who chases money. A man who does not chase money at the end of the day, a man that puts his trust in God, you can't buy that man. That's why you got those crooked preachers out there. They chase money. They don't chase God. And even though they sit on this planet, they'll think at the end of the day that, hey, you know, I got away with it. No, you didn't. You got to go there. You're gonna pass off this earth, and you're gonna meet God, and God's gonna tell you that you're gonna suffer, you're gonna go through torment, and you're gonna go to hell. You don't read your Bible? That's what this is ministers, the priests at the end of the day. They do evil. They think they're going to heaven. Boy, the devil's a liar, ain't he? You're not going to heaven. How are you going to heaven? Didn't Jesus do that one already? Didn't Jesus come to earth and beat people out of the church that were in there selling and making money off his Father at the end of the day? Isn't that what you are? If you're sitting there profiting and making money off God, then you are the very same people that Jesus went to a church and beat out of the church. That's what you are. But the devil will tell you that you're not, and you'll believe that you're not because you get caught up in greed and money. Until the time comes when you have to leave this earth and things get real. So Jesus went to the church because people were committing all kinds of crimes. Back then, they had to have a sacrificial so God can forgive you. Depending on what color the smoke went up, is when, or white or black, whatever, you was forgiven or not. But then people started to cash in on that. Let's come up with these special sacrificial lambs, or pigeons, or whatever they had, different goats and stuff like that. And we'll tell them that this is a very special goat, or a special lamb, a special sacrificial animal. I'll put it that way easier. If you buy this for a certain amount of money, we guarantee you 100% that you're going to be forgiven. Now, what kind of craziness is that at the end of the day? Your God, who made you, the very breath that he allows you to speak out of your mouth to make that abomination statement. This is how merciful God is. Unbelievable how merciful he is. that you were able to speak that abomination out of your mouth, that he could have easily said, whoop, that's it, you're gone. And you could stop breathing right there, heart stop functioning, you could drop dead right there and die. But he allows you to speak that out of your mouth. To sit there, because mind you, you're guilty for all sins in the end. To sit there and tell somebody that, hey, if you buy this sacrificial lamb worth more money than the rest of it, this is different. It's a guarantee you 100% you'll be saved. You know, you buy this. Same thing when you got preachers up there talking about, I got a prayer cloth that you buy and it guarantees to heal you. Same thing. I got special books that I rewrote the Bible. Can't do that. You can't take away or add anything to the Bible. When people sit there and say that I wrote a book to give you a better understanding of the Bible to break it down, the Bible is already made to break it down. You can understand the Bible. You go to Bible class or Bible study, they teach from the book. They don't have extra booklets along to break it down in their version. No, they give you Bible studies from the book. So when you got people in there talking about I wrote my own books, no, I wouldn't read that nonsense, because you weren't basically the guy. It was one Bible only. There's different versions of it. You know, there's King James version, different versions of it. At the end of the day, I had an English version of it because I could understand the whole thee and die and stuff like that. It was more complicated for me to read it. But it's broken down from the Bible, not from your Bible that you wrote and said I wrote it in a certain way so you can better understand it. No. That's a bunch of nonsense. And then they want you to buy it. You buy their booklets. You'll buy them. Making money off of it. Rewriting the Bible. The Bible says add nothing to it, take nothing from it. You're asking for damnation at the end of the day. You're pretty much begging for it. So they do that nonsense. I don't bother with that nonsense. I wrote my own book. I like I said, is it from the book? Is it the book? Why can't you give me the book? Well, it's a better way you understand it. And once you have Bible studies, don't you? You go to Bible studies, you break it down, you teach me exactly what I need to read from there. From the book, not your book. And get frustrated, mad with me about that. It's true. I'm already reading your little pamphlets at the end of the day. People, when you look at the God Love You tracts, God Love You tracts are scriptures from the Bible. They're scriptures from the Bible. Not scriptures from somebody that somebody made up their own scripture and gave it to you. No, it's from the Bible. That's the whole book, basically, that teaches you about God and basically understanding everything about Him. It's from the Bible, not from any other book. So these preachers get up there and they have their own little books and literatures and pamphlets and all this stuff, tapes and stuff that you can buy and all that stuff. Understanding getting closer to God. They teach you how to get closer to God, and also you can get closer to God from reading the book. You get on your knees, you pray, you accept Lord and Savior as your Lord and Savior, you get baptized, you're already close to God. As you go through time, you will develop a personal relationship with your Lord and Savior. Not all relationships are the same. Each one's different. And the Lord in that relationship is you'll be blessed with the Holy Ghost, and you'll become closer to God, and God will teach you all the things that you need to know. Remember, He's the good shepherd at the end of the day. If you you're a lost sheep, and the Lord brings you into His fold, you think He's going to walk away from you and leave you to the hands of the wolves? He's not. You're going to go closer and closer to Him, and as you go closer, you're going to learn from Him, and He is going to teach you at the end of the day why it's so blessed to be within His fold. So why in the world would the Lord sit there and give you information on how to be a Christian and then go, okay, you're on your own and walk into a different direction, knowing there's a bunch of wolves out there waiting to eat you? You don't need special booklets for that. The Lord automatically gives you that. It was so complicated being a Christian at the end of the day, no one would be a Christian. It's not that hard at the end of the day. It's a very simple process. You just have to be willing to basically accept. That's all. Or when these teachers make these little booklets, give you a better understanding what it's really all about. No. Take that nonsense somewhere else. No. And that whole thing about the prayer cloth, there's a preacher who is telling people prayer cloths. You get this cloth, a healing cloth will heal you if you buy this to make money off it. Something they're probably tearing bed sheets up and probably putting a little scent on it. So if you buy this, and then you get people get caught up in the churches, and they sit there and tell you at the end of the day, you'll come to church to worship man. You come there to worship God. They get caught up in the preacher today. At the end of the day, oh, Reverend so-and-so had a good sermon. He's fantastic. Giving too much praise to a man at the end of the day. He is an instrument of God. He was there to preach preach about the Lord, and that's it. You do not give Him glory. You give God glory. And that's the problem. They get the man the glory. Church got a huge banner down the side of God's house, and you got the husband and wife out there. No, you're not superstars. It's not your church. It's God's house and not your house. Your banner should never be there. And if you go in there and tell them about it, you're in the wrong. You're evil. You're the devil. Interesting. Fighting, cursing. I've seen people fight, curse in the church. Women wearing provocative garments in the church. All kinds of stuff. But getting back to the whole thing, because I gotta go out of here. Getting back to the whole thing about how Jesus went into the church. Yeah, he went to the church and he beat those people. He beat them out of his father's house, and he wasn't joking. He beat the daylights out of them. Get out of my father's house with this evil nonsense. You're in here selling, turn into a den of thieves in here, making selling these sacrificial lambs in the church. So imagine it. That was God himself. Jesus is God. God is Jesus. Jesus is a form of God, comes down in the form of a man, calls himself Jesus. And you had Jesus himself walk in his own church. Imagine beating these people out of his church. So yeah, I that's, you got the same thing today. Same preachers up there ripping off God. But keep in mind, while you're doing all that, they say even the very elect can people think at the end of the day that they have this get out of hell card, that they can't go to hell. Yes, you can. I'm looking at this thing right here. 1,000 square feet. It depends on where it's going to be at 1,000 square feet. Up here, Brent is pretty cheap. All right, I'm gonna go take one of my walks up here, take a look at some of the areas up here, and see what we got going on. Cause I'm renting something up around here. I want a big storefront window we can play around with. So I'm gonna go check out some stuff. I'm gonna check out some things. I'm gonna walk past, and my charge should be good. Wait for my phone to charge up over there because it's at 1%. My whatchamacallit's charged already. So my charge on my portable there. Look at the remote control for this thing. Look, I go for a walk outside, something can't call my name. I'm gonna take some of this black panel with me too. Can't wait till we get everything done. But yep, we're working, we're getting it done. God is blessing, we're getting it done. Every day. Every day, God is getting it done. Got a reason for all things. That's why if something doesn't work out, don't get mad about it. God has something better. He always has something better for his servants. Always has something better. Imagine I sit back and think that I was a person at one point that would scream and yell at somebody. You dare put a pamphlet up in my face at the end of the day. I don't serve God. And now here I am. I can't stop talking about him. God is amazing. That's why. Something calling my name. Yeah. So happy to be with Jesus. Let me see. I wonder. The microphones are not on the side. Where are the microphones at? Oh, on the side. I gotta get another set of microphones, bird. Let's see. Does Allentown have free Wi-Fi? I don't know what they do. You'd be surprised. Certain places have free Wi-Fi. Ugh. Yeah. Philly used to have it. You might want to take all that off first. Alright, this guy on his YouTube channel, not YouTube channel, Instagram. Like I said, he had a lot of followers. He had a lot, millions and millions of followers. And he was doing great for my channel over on Instagram. That's where the other one got mad and got bitter because this guy was helping us out and decided to make a fake Instagram account, which we have. We have a copy of the Instagram account. Keep in mind, not only do we have the Instagram account, but we have your IP address, which is connected to it. I had a buddy go in and dig it up, and he figured out it was coming from Crow or Jamie. He made a fake Instagram account, and identity theft, that's also too involved in that. Shows your IP address attached to it. But anyway, he did this. He tried to go in and fake he was me, and try to get them to turn on me. And it backfired. They knew me. And they got mad at him. When he tried to go in, he got mad with them, got nasty with them, hiding behind your computer again. Called a bunch of people some racial slurs. And got mad at them and made some threats to them. Can't do that no more, can you? Even though we live at now. Can't be going out there threatening people and calling off racial slurs and being nasty people. Can't do that no more. Can't hide behind your little computer anymore. You're out in the open now. Anyway, me and this guy, he bought a couple of my screens. He liked them. So he started boosting on my channel. And he was helping me out, doing a great job and all. But he didn't like the fact that I kept mentioning Jesus. He didn't like my God is amazing. He didn't like it. He kept saying, why do you keep mentioning God and everything? So where do you think the stuff came from that you have right now? It's from God. But not everything comes from God. Yes, everything does come from God. My goodness, I don't understand how people think that way. Well, I did think that way to myself. I think myself did that too. But anyway. And he went into this whole thing about, well, look, man, I find that you're going to turn people off. Well, if I turn people off, those are the kind of people I don't want. The people that are turned off by me talking about Jesus, I don't want your business. I don't. You can go. You can go to those places you can go at the end of the day. But if you don't like that I put on the side of my cans, powered by God's technology, if I don't have the back of my badges, all my badges are glorified to God. You don't like that? Don't buy. That's all to it. That's how it works. If that offends you at the end of the day, I'm a Christian-owned company at the end of the day. And if that offends you at the end of the day that I can't put down, dedicated to my Lord and Savior on all my badges, and you feel that I'm not going to sell, oh, you forget who you're talking about. You're talking about Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You're talking about God. You don't give out the ruling that if a person basically serves his Lord, that he's not going to receive any more orders. Who are you to make that statement? A person who basically can be here today and gone tomorrow. You don't have to have that next breath. You don't have to wake up the next day. You don't even have to come home. God controls all that. And you're going to sit there and make statements like, oh, you won't make any orders. You have lost your mind. Know your place at the end of the day. This is the reason why you have great storms that come upon man. Because man needs to know his place on this planet. That's why you have these catastrophic, insane storms. Because you need to know your place. Because you think for some reason you control the world. And you don't control jack. And Christians know this. Christians know it's on the door. You don't know jack. You don't own jack. So if you sit there and say, oh, well, drop your cross and follow us at the end of the day, because we guarantee you that you're going to get money at the end of the day. No, I'm picking my cross up. I'm going in a different direction because I know everything you have is evil. And then anyway, I know who you serve. So he told me at the end of the day, if I basically continue with this, he doesn't want to basically support me anymore. I said, I'll do you one better. Bye. And I left. Yep. I couldn't care less about what you have over there at the end of the day. And that's the problem why people end up losing everything, because they fall into the devil's net and they want to serve the world or chase that money, and they end up messing up. Good thing about God, he's forgiving God, isn't he? Because he wasn't forgiving, that means you couldn't come back. You're lucky. A minute, that you're not in the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, God did not play around. Nope. God didn't play around the Old Testament. You get smite quick. Yeah, God was not one to be played with. He's not one to be played with now. He's not one to be played with. There's a lot more mercy now. A lot more mercy. Told me that I I have to stop talking about God. Put down your cross and follow me. I will give you all that you want. That's just as worse as the devil. When Jesus was sitting on the side of a mountain, the devil says, bow and worship me, and I'll give you all that you see. Same thing. People repeat the same thing that goes on in the Bible. I'm good. Where is the remote control to the fire stick? Ugh. Fire stick, fire stick. Oh, there it is right there. Alright, it's charged up. Cool. I think I'm going to charge port with it. Charge it up later on. And charge it there. There's good over there. Charge it over there. Get the boots, get the boots, get the boots. Turn this off, Mr. Crunchy Bear. Mr. Crunchy Bear. Mr. Crunchy Bear. I am Crunchy Bear. Oh, you Crunchy Bear. I am the Crunchy Bear. Oh, you Crunchy Bear. I am Crunchy Bear. Oh, you Crunchy Bear. I am. I'm gonna have you out today. I'll take care of his business with this done. Oh, man. Well, I'm happy. We'll have a storefront. We're gonna be our advertiser technology on the next level. Get my brochures, business cards, all that stuff so people can get brochures and business cards and stuff like that. And I think I'm gonna do I'm definitely gonna do a kiosk unit in there so they can go in and pay for their stuff and they can order right off the website. So we gotta get back in there and do some more work on that website. Spelling check, all that stuff. And I got a buddy of mine, he's a grammar freak. And the day said, I'll go to your site. Yeah, I know you will. Thank you. Because he's really good at that kind of stuff. He ain't the kind of person that tells you, I can't stand the ones that are good at grammar, that tell you properly, I can't stand to get them on nerves. But the ones that are going there go, well, you know, so they were polite about it, but you got some other people that can be rude about it. Don't you mean? No, I don't mean. Out of my face. I know I said it wrong, but there's a way to basically to be nice about it and not be a jerk. I had friends that were jerks like that, like, oh, you got it incorrectly, what you were really trying to say. What I'm really trying to say is you can go through a window and keep playing around with it at the end of the day. I'm not going to kick them through a window, but you know, it's just pretty much the whole thing about it. But, and I have to bring it to the side, look, man, the reason why people don't like you sometimes is because you got a habit of correcting people. You have to teach them. And they're nice about it, you know. Ones that basically can take the criticism and are happy about it because you gave them help them out. I do the same thing with my friends. I get friends for the first time. I'm a pretty interesting person at the end of the day. I would do things to drive you crazy. I just do some crazy stuff, that's all. And I just tell you, at the end of the day, anything I do rubs you the wrong way, then you have to tell me about it. Don't be afraid to tell me about it. If you don't tell me about it and you keep it secretly, I'll cut you off because that means I can't trust you. I trust people better that are upfront and can tell me to my face. If you can't tell me to my face at the end of the day, I can't trust you. So when I was studying how to do my roundhouses and my front kicks, my friend was 6 feet. He was perfect height for training on. So I was trying to strike his face, but not hit him. And I was kicking in front of his face all the time. Like, da, 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 da. And he was like, and it didn't think it bothered him. He didn't say anything about it at the end of the day. I told him to do crazy stuff sometimes. And one day he said, Ken, you got to stop doing that, man. It freaks me out, man, because I got this feeling you're going to kick me in the face one day. And I go, I'm not going to kick you in the face, man. But then I had to think to myself, he doesn't like it. It's wrong. So I apologized about it. So I'm sorry, so I wouldn't do it again. So that was it. That's all to it. But I respect him because he came and told me. Yeah. Yeah, nice too. Yeah, you know, I like people like that. They'll come up and tell me the door at the end of the day. Oh, think about one of my Puerto Rican friends, man. He was crazy. I don't know what. He's casual switchblade on him all the time, and he had a habit of run up to people and like going, "Gah!" like stab you with it. It was like he would have the blade in, but it just freaked the daylight out when he did it. Man, I had to tell him about that one time. I said, man, stop doing that, man. You're freaking me out, man, with that thing. One you have to get like I had that blade out by accident. You're gonna stab me with that thing. He said, okay, cool. Cool, we're good. Thank you for bringing it to the board meeting. I appreciate it. He's a cool guy at the end of the day. But I got friends like that at the end of the day. If we got anything at the end of the day, we do around each other, whatever, we don't like it. We talk about it. That's what we do. That's why our friendships last for 20-something years. We communicate with each other. But I do stuff like that. Like one time I found an air, I bought an air horn. Yeah, you can imagine the fun I had with that thing at the end of the day. It was a big one too. I was scared of the crap out of yeah, out of nowhere. But Ken, really, you gotta stop using that thing. So really, it's gonna get a heart attack with those things, man. Stop using it. Stop using it. I got friends, certain category of friends that I can really joke with, and I got ones I can't. That'd be for everybody. Yes, it's my GTA bag. It's a perfect bag for carrying all my stuff in. The GTA bag. So my phone on the charger is on charger. The GTA bag right there for carrying all my important things in. Alright, go from there. My phone should be charged. I don't need much on my phone. Got the GTA bag. Sheesh. Got 4% on the battery? Okay, that's enough. Wow. What are you doing all that craziness stuff around? I gotta do MacGruber. MacGruber. Do you know my whatchamacallit can charge my cell phone. My whatchamacallit, my projector can charge my cell phone. There's a built-in battery in it. MacGruber! Tackle MacGruber. MacGruber. We're gonna take a piece of gum, a shoelace, and we're gonna build a rocket taco. MacGruber. Let me see. Click on here. I'll be back, MacGruber. I'll be back. Yes, MacGruber. I'll be back. I'm going to do some more game demonstrations on that screen too when I get back in. On our 1050 graphic card. Yes, read. 1050 graphic card. This is mine. Still. Oh, wrong one. What? Oh, it's in the pocket. All right, people. Y'all have a good one. Be blessed.